What's going on, guys? It's your host KSDTV here, and today we have a special episode. And this particular episode is a little bit more chilled and laid back. Why I say that? Because in talks of today's game that I actually am trying out, it is the first impressions of Opus, Echo of Starsong. Now, this game threw me off for a bit. I went into this game playing it completely blind. The gameplay you're currently seeing right now is essentially off of my iPhone, and this game is only for iOS and Steam, but you guys may not like the price tag. So for iOS, this game is for $8, and the Steam is $25. Now, granted, but essentially, you guys, like I said, you guys may not like that price tag. Now, granted, Steam's price tag is a little bit more because the game got a fully voice acted. Everything's fully voice acted. Everything's high quality HD. You can actually see it on the Steam's page, and I'm guessing that iOS was the first port for the game, sort of in a way. But Steam does have all of the other games, which I'll be getting into later. But my first impression, I think we should actually start off with what exactly is Opus Echo of Starsong. Starsong is actually a visual novel style adventure game. I kind of caught that right off the rip I was just wondering, like, where's the combat at? But the gameplay itself, it actually is more within the story. So basically, asteroids emitting a sound known as starsongs has become the center of conflict for the immense power they hold. Determined to claim asteroids of his own, a young man ventures out with a girl who can imitate starsongs by lending her voice to unravel an ancient myth deep in the heart of space. And this is a text-driven side-scrolling adventure game that will be developed by a Taiwanese independent studio, Sigono. It is currently the third installment of the Opus series, after the game of Opus The Day We Found Earth and Opus Rocket of Whispers. Now, essentially, the first game of the series will be Rocket of Whispers, and then you should be able to play The Time We Found Earth, and then start off with Opus Echo Starsong. But like its predecessors, the game focuses on story, puzzles, and exploration. Now, do you need to play these games in any amount of order in order to be able to understand the story? No, I did a little bit of extra research, and I've noticed that it has some connections, but not too much where it will immensely break. But it is recommended to definitely go back and play the other two games in order to just get a full grasp of everything that's going on. It kind of gives me the Final Fantasy type of vibe. Every game has its own story, but some connecting bits and pieces. I only did a little bit of research to understand a little bit of that. So this particular girl that can imitate starsongs is Ada, or Ida, however you want to pronounce it. I did just have the English text and Japanese voice lines, but they were pretty amazing. And that's one thing about the voice acting, is the voice acting was very great. Ada is a girl who can actually hear the mysterious sound waves known as the starsongs and crosses paths with the man, Jun, which is the player you play as. Now, of course, as any other visual novel style type of game, the story is told as a text-based conversation with beautiful artwork. And man, when I say beautiful artwork, I was actually very surprised playing it on my iPhone. I'm just like, every time I play newer mobile games, I always get this astonishment, this amaze of like, it's crazy how mobile games have come over the years. The overall gameplay feels like I am playing The Walking Dead with decisions and consequences to my actions. Now, let me elaborate a little bit on that. So, throughout your entire time, it's actually good for you to actually read what's going on, because you will come across many different multiple choice options, which would then either play an effect on you, which I'll explain in quite a second. The story is pretty much the biggest strength of the game, because without the story, this game would kind of crumble. But that is completely fine depending on who the player is. If you love visual novel games, then Opus is right up your alley. If you do not, and you like games with combat and action and whatever the case may be, then this would not be up your alley. But I do feel like this is a good game to play. to dive 7 to 10 hours. I think 5 or 6 chapters. Probably add on an extra 2 or so hours if you're doing side quests. Then this game will hit you right in the feels. Now, this game is essentially walking, solving puzzles, answering multiple choice dialogue options. You may have decisions to make which can affect story plots, future relationships, or just determine whether you get out of a certain situation without harm. Now, I've had, in the beginnings of the game, when I was pretty much sort of like close to the tutorial, but not really, I've made a decision to actually step in and actually save Ada. I actually made that genuine choice to save her. I actually had the option of not saving her when she was getting mugged. Now, that may have caused the problem of getting my my guardian shot, which I'm not going to spoil it too much. I know if you guys, right now you guys are just seeing gameplay, but I'm just going to just talk a little bit about it. Other characters appear again later in the story and will remember your choices from earlier. So if you guys are any fans of like the Walking Dead series or Wolves Among Us, any other story-based game, or any even Fallout, the Fallout series where some of your choices you make, characters will remember it. But I think it's became more infamously made during your time in Walking Dead. Until Dawn is another great game with those type of your decisions will have drastic effects. Now, there is, from what I did my research, there is maybe one ending, but the game does feel like with multiple choices. I think the multiple choices just mainly affect how people see you as a character. Also, the music in this game, I think that's another major plot point we need to talk about. The music is beautifully stunning. The game was not kidding when it says this is better played with headphones, because it essentially just plays some nice, good music. Nothing too heavy, nothing too hyped up. It's just some beautiful lullabies, and that right there, that's what makes me go to sleep. And it makes me sleep like a baby, actually. I actually enjoy that. But pros and cons of my first impressions, I don't have too many cons, to be honest with you. My first major con is if you're not a visual storytelling type of player, this is not the game for you. There's not much action. The only other thing you can do is probably do your exploration, which is basically riding your ship. It's essentially you will not like it if you're not that type of person. But if we flip the coin and you are that type of individual, then yes, this game will be right up your alley, and you will love everything and anything about it, from the decisions to the story developing, the voice acting to the music. Everything all plays a major part into making this game great. But like I said, if you guys want to try it out on your iOS devices, then it will be $8, so iPhone or iPad. Or if you want to play it on Steam and as a PC game, then you will be dropping a $25 price. But that gives you pretty much all of everything being fully voice acted. Not to mention, on Steam, you can be able to play the other games, and as well as the other DLC that comes with the games when you go on Steam. And it got a lot of rewards that I was very surprised about. But as always, Outcast, it's been your host, CastDTV. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to follow me. I'll be bringing more awesome games to you guys. Signing out. Peace.
When I write things, I make them manifest. I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun, and rain and plenty. Full-time job, still can never